Okay, in previous videos, I talk about the divings with all the buildings that I have dived. And from now on, I will talk about just ordinary FPV footages, video footages, and I will try to tell you my know-hows and the experiences and the mistakes that you should not go through. And when you see this video here, you will see this bridge, which is made of steel structures. You have to know that the steel structures is an obstacle to your drone, to your signal. So actually I was flying at that island at the middle of Seoul, which is called Ssangma Island. I was sitting there and I was flying. So the thing is that, so you can see the shadow behind my monitor, right? It's exactly the same. If there's some kind of obstacles in front of you, and there are gonna be shades like that. So if you go under that shades, you're going to lose your strings of your kite and you're going to lose that signal. So what you have to do is that you have to fly over that shadows, over that and when you see this, I was trying to fly a little bit lower near the trees, but the thing is that the obstacles, which was the bridge, so you can see that I had to cut my video there. I had to edit from that point because I lost my signal there. So what you have to do is that you have to always fly over that obstacles, which was a bridge, steel bridge. This is really important. It's really easy to forget that there is some kind of thing blocking you and your drone, between your drones. So you have to fly always over that obstacle. This is really important. So once you know what is the limitation of your drone, then you can maximize the flight of that drone, because you know what is the limit, then you can maximize your flight. So it's really important to understand what is the limitation of your drone by experience. So try to fly your drones as much as possible and try to understand what the limitation is, like how far you can fly, what's the battery length, and how the signal is strong enough, because OcuSync 3.0 is for DJI Avatar. OcuSync 3.0 Plus is DJI Avatar, which has a much stronger strength. But I'm sure in April, DJI Avatar will have OcuSync 4.0, which will have much higher strength of the signals. Now, when you try to practice in your simulators, you will see these kind of quarry stages. And now let's talk about the quarry stages in Korea. And I really want to recommend you to fly in these kind of quarries, because there's so many things to do here. Like you can do like mountain ridge surfings, and you can fly just next to you like that. And because of this kind of, if you accumulate your experience like this in this kind of stages, your skills gonna enhance really a lot for sure. So I really recommend you to practice in this kind of this quarry stages. This is located in Gyeonggi-do province near Seoul, about like 1 hour from Seoul by cars, and it's inside from certain points that there's no people here. So there's no people argument of the noise, so you feel much free to fly here, and there's nobody here. Nobody owns this land. So I want you to go here, these kind of quarries near to you. And that was called okay, now let's go through other quarries that I have taken. And these are the stages that you see in your simulators, right? And what you have to know is that there's so many quarries around you. When you search like Google Map, the satellite pictures, then you will easily find these kind of quarries. And this one here is called Ssangma Quarry in Korea, located in Daegu, which is about like 4 hours from Seoul. And actually I was traveling there, and I saw this spot in Google Map, so I went there. And actually, this is the highest quarry in Korea, which is about like 200 meters high. So it's so fun to dive there. But the same thing is that there's a ridge here. And actually, I was flying from the left side. The thing is that because of when I was diving, when I went beyond that ridge, when I went under that ridge, the thing is that the signal was disconnected. It's just like this, just like a kite. As I said, DJI FPV has a bad strength of signal. So OcuSync 3.0, if you go beyond some kind of ridge, like 90%, you're going to lose your signal. So you always have to think that you should never go beyond the ridge. You should never go under the ridge in front of you, the obstacles. So always you have to fly over that obstacles to not to lose your strength. This is so important, but these are like so many mistakes that you make every time. For me, how I found this kind of quarries was that I just used like a Kakao map, which is like a Google map in Korea, and just search anywhere like this. Just try to zoom in, then you're going to easily find these kind of quarries in the mountains near Seoul, and wherever you live. Just try to just search in like these kind of satellite maps. Don't you think it's going to be so exhilarating to fly there? And so try to find approval there, and try to fly there when nobody's there. Like for example, in like holiday times, nobody's going to be working there, right? So it's always open. So just try to go in and try to fly there, or try to be friends with those people who are there, and then just buy some gifts and bring them the gifts, and be friends with the manager there. Then they will let you fly in the quarries. So just try to just zoom in your maps like this, just what I'm doing right here. There's a lot of golf clubs, but here one more time, there's one more quarries right here, right? So there in Korea, there's so many quarries when you try to search the satellite map like this. So wherever you live, try to just open your map and try to search, and you're going to find quarries really near to you wherever you live in Korea. So this is how you find quarries in Korea, and it's a very good stage to learn and practice your FPV flight. And the really recommended place was right here. It was at Daegu, near Daegu, which is about like 5 hours far from Seoul. And this place was so neat, like that I have seen in the stages, in the simulations. Like all these machineries look really real, and it looks so fun to fly there. And if you fly in quarries, there's so many places to dive, and there's so many like obstacles to fly over, and then there's so many like things to fly, and it's really intriguing place to fly and practice your FPV. And so anyway, I really recommend you going to quarries. Try to find near you. It's really lovely places to fly. And if you go in Gyeonggi-do's Icheon Quarry, which is about like 1 hour and 30 minutes from Seoul, here it was an abandoned quarry for maybe 20 to 30 years. You can see there's a lot of trees, but they're so beautiful here. When you go on the fall times, you can dive here like this, and there's nobody here, so nobody's going to argue about the noise of the FPV. You can like fly over the trees, and you can go between the trees. There's so many like fun. It's really a fun place to fly FPV. And so if you start to find these kind of a lot of abandoned quarries or existing quarries, it's going to be a really nice place to fly and practice your skills. So until here, it was about the quarry stage. Now let's try to meet you at the third part.